Hi, Assalamualaikum. We are from the group Vision, and today we are going to present about the Vision experiment, which is the blind spot. And the group members consist me, Ahmad Saiful bin Sazali.
I'm Muhammad Fawaz bin Sarifudin.
And I'm Azra Shikim Tinahai Fairoz.
I'm Nili Batrisha bint Arshad.
And I am Hana Balkis with Nizam. And as for this topic, the introduction. What is vision? Generally informed that vision is an ability which people have and use it to see the world. However, not everyone is given the chance to have normal good eyesight. Few disabilities were found inside the vision malfunctions that affect one's life. The eyes are the main organ that people naturally use to see things. Systematically, there are several components that were under the function of an eye. These components are said to help the eyes working diligently in allowing the light's perception and also the ability to make contrast between depth and color. The eye components and their function are complex, which consists of cornea, iris, pupil, lens, retina, fovea, and also optic nerve. Next, blind spot is a part of an eye that corresponds towards the lack of light detecting of the receptors. It is an area in the retina where humans cannot perceive lights. Plus, we do not normally perceive it because of some processes in the brain that interpolates it based on the surrounding details and information from the other eye. Next, I will pass to Lily Patricia.
And I will present about blueprint for the apparatus. In this experiment, the material that we will be using is a A4 paper, marker, sellotape, scissors, and popsicle stick. Next, and firstly, cut the A4 paper into 2 pieces using the scissors. And second, use the marker to draw a dot and add sign on the left and right side. Lastly, use the other half of the A4 paper to create an ice cover to cover one of your eyes. And last step is finished product. Next, I will give in to Azira.
All right, thank you, Lily. Okay, now how to run the experiment. Do you know human eyes is pretty good at collecting data about the world around us, but it's not always perfect. There is when the retina acquires a response to incoming light, then sends the message to the brain and enable them to see. However, one part of the retina does not collect the lights for it to be proceed. Firstly, to successfully conduct the experiment, place the paper at the eye level about the length of an arm. If it fully extended, the X on the paper should be on the right-hand side. Next, we need to use the eye cover to place it to our right eye surface and try to stare and focus by using one eye on the X mark. Then you will still be seeing the X and O clearly. For the last step, from the eye level where the distance is only the length of an arm, retract your arm slowly towards your face while focusing on the X until at one point you're aware of the O has vanished from your sight when it becomes closer to your face. This is because one point of a package of nerve fiber carrying signal from the eye to the brain pass through the light-sensitive lining of the eye. So we have spot where it does not have any photoreceptor, or what we call it as blind spot. So when the light reaches that spot, through the transaction process will not occur somehow. Our brain often tricks the way how we perceive the world by filling the blind spot with surrounding to compensate for our vision. Next, I will pass to Ahmad Saiful.
Okay, now we are going to I'm going to present about the sensation and perceptual process towards the experiment. The sensation is an activation of the sense organ by the source of physical energy. It is also a process in which the stimulate receptor creates a pattern of stimulus in the brain. It involves the transformation of a stimulus into information that brain can understand. The optic nerve is a bundle of nerve fibers that carries message from your eye to your brain by passing through one spot, which is light sensitive lining or fovea. The fovea is a spot in your retina where there is no rods, but it full with the cones. Basically, at this point, the light from the dot disappear. But sometimes our brain plays tricks on us to compensate for this blind spot, filling up the blind spot with its surroundings. Next, Wazi and Fawaz.
So I will talk about the perceptual process. Firstly, the perception, what is the meaning of perception? So perception is the process of sorting out, interpreting, analyzing, and integrating the stimulus. This is also a method of making sense of the sensory information. So firstly, perceptual process. Starting with the process in which is the noticing the surroundings. The environmental stimulus is the person that is holding a piece of paper that has the symbol X and the dot sign. Secondly, the attended stimulus is which the person is focusing on the symbol X. Thirdly, what happens when the stimulus is selected? So the stimulus on the receptor is involved in the image of X forms on the person's retina. This indicates that the light is passing through the cornea and the pupil and through the lens of the eye. So the cornea and the lens are working together to project the inverted image of onto the retina. Fourthly, transduction is when the image on the retina is then formed and is converted into electrical signals. This makes it easier to translate sensory signals to the brain. Fifthly, processing in which the neurons is processed and then turned into electrical energy onto information. Other than that, attaching the meaning that starts with the perception in which the person perceives the stimulus in the environment that is the paper. It is at the stage of where the person is aware of the stimulus. Furthermore, the recognition is when the person recognizes that there is the symbol X, and the perception does not just involve in becoming aware of the stimuli. It is therefore important for the brain to categorize and interpret what the person is experiencing. The ability to perceive and give sense to the object. Lastly, action is when the persons hold the paper closer to the symbol X until the symbol dot disappears. The action phase of the perceptual process involves in a form of motor activity that happens in response to the perceived and recognized stimulus. So I will pass it to Ahmad Saiful for the conclusion.
So, as for the conclusion, blind spots are said to be one of the most important components of the eye. It is vital for human depth perception progression. It helps humans to estimate and measure the distance between them and an object. That is all from us. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hai. Habis dulu.